function recursion. So what is function recursion and how to deal with this function recursion actually? What is recursion? Actually, the point is that, right? So for example, generally, recursion is a technique. Recursion is a technique where a function is called within the function repeatedly until the condition is satisfied. Until the condition is satisfied. That means recursion is a technique where a function is called within the context of same function. A function is called within the context of same function and execute repeatedly until the condition is satisfied. Satisfied. That is important about recursions. So recursion is a technique where a function is called within the function. Generally, one of the main doubt is why we need recursions, why we need a function recursion, right? So we need a function recursions actually to handle batch operations. Recursions are used in batch operations. Technically, if you are a software developer, then you generally should know about the concept of batch operations, because in real world development process, so many tasks that we do by using batch operations. So that means several tasks need to be performed one after another in a sequential way every time. Then we will not try to do them one after another repeatedly. Every time we will create a batch job which will perform that repeatedly. That means recursion allows even to execute infinite times the statement and also to terminate only when the condition is satisfied. For example, general example I will tell you here. Suppose I am opening the command prompt here. dir is a command. When I hit enter, it shows the files list. Okay. And the files list, showing files list is finished in 1 second. dir, you can see in 1 second it finished it. I want again dir. So dir, several times we are typing here. So 2 times, 3 times, 10 times. That means now the point is, if you want 100 times, you can write a loop. You can write an iterator and you can say 100 times. Suppose I want this to run 1 hour. 1 hour that function should run, right? 1 hour it should execute. How you will calculate that in that 1 hour, how many times it needs to be written? That means it requires a lot of threading techniques actually. So we use multi-threading concept for such type of jobs in real-time development actually. Here the point is recursion allows to manage this. and even allows to run specific number of times. For example, see here, I am creating a program, copycon. Copycon is to create files in command prompt. I am creating a simple quality run dot quality run dot bat. The batch jobs are usually have the extension, they have the extension dot bat, quality run dot bat. And here I am writing dir, that means it will execute dir once. I am writing dir, it will execute 2 times. Then I want to run it 1 hour or 1 day continuously. Then how many dir I need to write, I don't know. Then I will use a simple technique. After dir, I will write quality run, that is the file name, and close the file. Now, what is this technique is, now in your file, there are only 2 statements. One statement runs dir. After running dir, it will run your file again. That means your file name is called within that file again. And when you call this name, it will run the file again. That means now see what happens when you run this batch program, quality run. So enter. Batch programs are like executable programs, they will run automatically when you hit the name. When I hit it, you can see the files list is continuously running. It is continuously running. It will run continuously infinite times until I stop it. That means if I have to write a loop, so which should last for 5-7 hours, then I don't know how many number of count of iterations I need to take for that. Then recursion is the technique that we generally follow, right? So when you want, you can terminate this. Control C, it will terminate the batch job. It will terminate the batch job and it will stop. These type of batch jobs are very much used regularly. For example, I want to test whether connection with my server is working or not. Is my server responding or not? Then do you know what we do? We open run. In the run, we use a batch job called ping -t 127.0.0.1, that is my server IP address. And if I hit enter, then it communicates with it. And you can see that it will continuously verifying. Every second it will verify whether response is coming from that particular server. And it will be continuing until you stop this. Control C, it will stop until you stop. It will continue until you stop. This is general concept called recursions. We call these as recursions. Recursion is a technique where a function is called within the context of the same function to execute repeatedly. Several operations are handled by using this recursion technique. For example, suppose I am creating a simple program here. Let's create a function here. So I am creating a simple function here. Function. And the function name fact, and it is expecting a number. Fact is expecting a number. Okay. Now this function is defined. with a logic.